you don't have to go through this. If you don't want to go through this, knock on this red door 3 times. It was a big red door. And I did knock twice. I almost knocked the 3rd time. And I changed my mind at the 3rd knock. And the angel said, okay, stand up against this brick wall and close your eyes and you'll wake up in bed. And I did. Right after that, my dad committed suicide. My mother and then I was thrown away like garbage, and I had not a friend in the world for years. So yes, I was shown what was going to happen. And then my cousin Alicia, she was at the mall where they filmed Stranger Things, and she called her mom and said, Mom, will you please come get me? It was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And she said, no, find your own way home. And my cousin Alicia died in Atlanta, Georgia. But I knew she was going to die because we were playing hide and go seek. And a voice said, she chose to die. So she was greeted by that tall angel. And he said, this is your future. Do you want to complete it or go through it? Or do you want to leave? And she chose to leave. And I know why I know why she chose to leave. That doesn't sound right. Why she chose to leave. Yeah. She chose to leave because she was really loved by her mom and dad. When she was young, she was doted upon. They loved her. Then her mom and dad got divorced. She started gaining weight. Her mom got into a car accident, started getting addicted to pharmaceutical drugs. And then Alicia had to cook her own food. Nobody cared about her. She started getting acne. Everybody kept making fun of her in school. She didn't have a friend in the world. And even my own family, my mother was like kind of mean to her. Oh, do you need that biscuit, Alicia? You sure you need to eat that? You know, like mean to her and stuff. And I felt sorry for her. And her and I would play together and do things together. But she was so deeply affected by her father leaving her and her mother not caring about her anymore that I saw that she chose. And then I met her on the spirit realm, and she was in this place filled with video games. And there were other children there. And I said, are you happy you died? And she said, no, I wish I didn't choose to die. But she was happy. She was with other people. So I know that there is, and when we're talking about the enter of the threshold, it's not about death. It's about mastery of the mind and our emotions in this world, this complex world. It is about you being called and you saying, okay, I'll become more. I'll let go of my old self. I'll become more. And the angels will say, not a lot of people will understand you, you know. So you're like Dr. Strange. You went in to see the Ancient One. Please, I want to learn to become a healer. I want to fly. I want to astral travel. I want to see spirits. I want to talk to the masters. I want to. At any price, she says. Well, what do you mean, price? You mean you're going to have to give up a lot, including yourself. And so the Ancient One kicked Dr. Strange out and said, no. He said, will you help me? She said, no. And then he laid there at the feet of her building, at the doorway of her building for days, in the rain, everything, because he was just set on learning that mastery. And finally she let him in. And he had to give up everything. And he had to study. And that's where you are, Bonnie. That's where I am. And we're going to engage with people in the world, but we're not supposed to tether ourselves to this world. Well, now we have to act like we're time travelers. Somebody tries to make an argument with you, you say, love you, and walk away. Do not get angry. Do not love someone too much. Do not hate someone too much. You are now 0 point energy. Don't make waves. Walk through the waters slowly. And then you will not be tethered to any timeline. You can now be free. Thank you, babies. Yeah, no attachments. Aw. Now, there are jerk energies out there, principalities and powers that want you to fail and to distract you and to make you, well, just think of Harry Potter. Make you feel alone. Make you feel like you don't have a friend in the world. Make you think you're crazy. Make you think you're a witch. Make you think you're into dark magic for selfish reasons. Make you think that you are under mind control. But the thing is, your born again double self is the Holy Spirit, and that Holy Spirit speaks to you and you only and you alone. Truths that aren't in the Bible. What's the purpose of the Holy Spirit if all of your truths are in a book? The purpose of the Holy Spirit is when you knock on the door of truth, these truths open, and they don't come from a book. They come from within you. And that's where the kingdom of heaven is. And I know it's hard for many of us, especially for me. I remember walking up that hill. Look how your body looks like a pyramid. I remember walking up that hill. And about right here, I was like, this is BS. I'm going to go back down. And I got real sick. And I was like, never mind. I went back up again, started reading for people, and I got their suicidal energy on me. I got their anger on me. I took it out on my family. I didn't know about transmuting. I didn't know about 0 point energy. And then I said, BS, I'm not doing this. Went back down, got sick. Oh, got to go back up. But every time I fell down, it was like a scar that made my skin tougher. And for every time that I fell down and decided I don't want to do this, I became so much stronger. And the art of forgiveness is ruthless. And learning to cut people off of you through the ruthless art of forgiveness is not a kind act. Burning someone's memory out of you so that you do not allow their energy to attach to you or affect you is something that took a lot for me to climb up. So our ascension is like a mountain. And once we get to a certain precipice, we have the ability to master all the worlds, all the energies. And these are the 2 towers, male, female, the pillars. This is a bridge that takes us to heaven. And God apparently looks like a lion holding a mother goose. That's funny. We are kind of all one linked. See how her foot is chained to this witch that was burned at one time? It is like a chain link, but only the mind can be set free. So look how everyone has a face. This is thought, mind, 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 mind. And never mind. If you want to go to Neverland, never mind. Don't mind. You have an owl. I think a lot of us forgot so we don't have to forgive. For me, I recapitulated all the jerk times of my life, but the other day I was in the bathtub hitting my frequency and sniffing it up my nose to my pineal gland. And I was singing a song. I was talking to my past self and I said, I remember when we were there and I was scared, and I was remembering when I was I was 9 years old, 10 years old, and my father had just committed suicide. We moved to Atlanta, Georgia, near Little 5 Points. And I was tapping this and making a song, and suddenly it was as if my higher self was speaking through me and said, there was a phantom in that house we moved into. An energy that was left there. Angry energy. Almost like a demon. And during that time, I was pulling out all my eyelashes. A lot of anger. A lot of sadness. And I was being shown through remote viewing my past that part of forgiving how my mom was a jerk and my stepdad was a jerk and my sisters were jerks and I was a jerk was not really realizing principalities and powers, that a house can be haunted and these hauntings can affect you and infect you like a virus. And we were mad at each other and hated each other, and my stepdad did terrible things to me, but all of us step into these phantoms and these ghosts and these demons all the time. And we don't know that we are a mirror. We don't know how to get rid of the energy. We don't know how to do anything because we haven't become holy. Only the Trinity, the triangle on our head, can make us holy so that we observe these beings and then they flee from us, right? But we